So I was recently looking through old videos of mine from like years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I first started the channel. And one of the videos that I came across was things that I only own one of. Spoiler, a lot's changed since 2020. We've had a baby since then, like just a lot of stuff has changed, and the list has also changed. So today I'm sharing the updated version of things that I only own one of. And again, this is not like you should only own one of these things, or I'm telling you how many you should own, or bragging, oh, look at me because I only own one of these. There are some things that were on my previous list back in 2020 that are no longer on my list. There is one thing, though, that people had more to say about than anything else. And that is my towel. I had a one towel situation in 2020, and that honestly changed over the course of the years. But at this point in time, for the past at least year or so, I have been back down to one towel per person, and that is this towel. The towel itself has changed. These are the Cozy Earth towels that I've talked about before that were voted like Oprah's favorite towels. I found that I just stopped using the other towel that I had, and so I offloaded that towel and went back down to one. I'm not sure why it's so shocking for people to see somebody only own one towel. I mean, I hang it up to dry afterwards, and this material dries pretty fast, so it does feel like I have a dry towel every time I go back to use it. One thing that people wanted to know was, what do you do when you have company or guests over and they need to use a towel? We live in a two-bedroom condo with a family of five. We don't have guests over that often. When the girls have somebody sleep over, they use some of their towel stash. But for Matt and I, like, we don't have people sleeping over needing to use our towels. All right, moving right along, we own one car between myself and Matt. He uses it most days because he has to go into the office, whereas I work from home. And then the other half of the week, he works from home and we both have access to it. At the time of my last video in 2020, we did have two cars. He had his car that he had had for the past 20 years, and we finally ended up selling that one because we just didn't need to have two cars, and parking is already bad enough around here. We have one couch. It is a sectional couch, so it's all in like one sectioned out piece. I suppose we could separate it into two pieces, but still, it was all purchased as one couch. I know some people have a variety of couches, or a couch and a love seat, or we just kind of have it simplified into one piece of furniture in our living room. I have one watch, and I would have no watch except that I want the Fitbit health tracking information. And so it is nice to have a watch on me, I've found. But if it weren't for it being a Fitbit, I probably wouldn't wear a watch because I don't typically wear jewelry and like to have extra things on me. I own one laundry basket, and it's actually a laundry hamper. We don't have any of the plastic laundry baskets. I remember when I was growing up, we had tons of them. We would stack them on top of each other, and then they would just be sources of like places where we would hold our clothes instead of putting them away, or when they got dirty. And anyway, I feel like they can really clutter up a place pretty fast. And so I've made sure to not get any of those things, nothing that is going to beckon you to just leave stuff stored in it. We still have one comforter per bed. That was the same as it was back in 2020. We don't keep the extras. So whenever we upgrade one, we always sell or donate the previous version. I have one pair of sunglasses, and these are brand new because I had no pairs of sunglasses since my previous ones broke last year. And so don't laugh, but these are my new sunglasses. I haven't even gotten to test them out in the sun yet, but what do you think? Matt about fell out of his chair when I first showed him. I think I like them. I also own one set of prescription glasses. So these are them right now. I'd gotten a lot of compliments on the previous set that I wore, which was for an old prescription. And I don't know, I decided to do something a little bit different, and I do like these. I love the way they fit. The previous ones that people did really like had an extra nose piece, which really bugs me when they have the little prongs that kind of stick on your nose and keep the glasses off your face more. So this is what I've got now. And I have one purse. This is the purse that I have currently. This was gifted to me by my grandmother probably a couple of years ago. I did notice that the what's in my bag video that I had done like 4 years ago maybe did get a lot of compliments, and I had that one for a really long time until it started falling apart. So when it started falling apart and I got this one, this replaced the other one. And this is actually much smaller and easier to grab and sling on and simpler. Honestly, I don't have a clue where it came from, so I don't have a link that I can share or anything, but this is the one purse that I use. I'm going to do a quick sprint through the clothes here. I've got one pair of jeans, one pair of black pants, one pair of yoga pants slash tights. I only own one pair of tights at all, and one jacket. I also own one pair of sneakers, one pair of house slippers that I wear all the time, and I think I have one pair of sandals, if I have any at all. I'm pretty sure that I still have my hiking sandals that I wear when we go camping every year. So let's talk about the makeup front. I recently, like in the past 2 months probably, did a video where I was decluttering all of my makeup, and I even let go of more since then. I finished my CC cream and got rid of that, which was actually too dark of a color for me anyway, and I got rid of like a ton of stuff so that I could really go back to the basics and simplify. And my daughter had started using this House Labs, and of course, you probably, if you pay attention to makeup media like on TikTok or on YouTube, then you've probably seen Lady Gaga's new House Labs thing. And I am in no way an affiliate, or I have no affiliation with Sephora or anything else. But I tried this of my daughter's and I loved it. It was the perfect shade, the perfect coverage, the perfect feel. I'm wearing it right now. And so I just completely simplified down to this one foundation. There are things I would say, like, I have one piece of all types of makeup, and there have been periods of my life where that was actually the case. It may have been the case back in the 2020 video, but like right now I have two different lipsticks. So let's talk toiletries. I have one deodorant, I have one toothbrush, no backups or traveling toothbrushes. I just have my one Sonicare toothbrush, and that's all I use, and I've had that for a long time. Works really well. I can't recommend the Sonicare toothbrushes enough. I have one razor. This particular one is a leaf razor, and it's got 3 blades, but I will never go back from the metal razors, even though they can sometimes be a little bit sharp. I have one hairbrush, one hair dryer, one hot hair appliance. It's a hair straightener, and I have one non-washing hair product, and that is this texturizing spray, which I don't use all the time. This has lasted me for a really long time, like a couple of years. I used it today, and when I do use something, this is what I use. This is Style Sexy Hair Play Dirty Texturized. I didn't name it, but it works really well when you're wanting to get like the separation and the beach waves. But other than that, I don't use gels or hairsprays or serums or whatever else, putty, whatever else exists out there for hair products. If it's not shampoo or conditioner, then this is the only other thing that I use. I own one set of reusable earplugs. These are the loops that I've talked about many times, because whenever I get a little bit of sensory overload or everything just feels loud, or I just want to block it out and focus a little bit, these things are great. And they're great because you can choose them at different decibels. So you can purchase them at different decibel levels if you want everything blocked out or if you want to let a little bit in. So mine, I think these are 25 decibels, something like that. So I can still hear Chloe if she's crying. I can still hear people if they're talking directly to me, but it does a great job of blocking out everything else. And this means that I don't have to buy any kind of those reusable foam earplugs, which is nice. I also only own one set of AirPods or earbuds or anything like that. So I know there was a time in my life where we had just kind of earbuds sprinkled across the house, and that is no longer the case since I have my AirPods now. This is the only earbuds that I currently use. And I had to put little heart stickers on mine because Matt now has the same ones, and so we needed a way to differentiate the two. I only have one water bottle, and that is now this guy. You'll probably see in some of my other videos or some old B-roll that I had a white water bottle and a black water bottle. Both of those have either broken or been lost, and so this was the replacement for those. And I love this little guy so far. I'm not making any mistakes, like putting it in the dishwasher to mess up the paint or anything, so it's lasting a long time. Yeah, I just have one. I have one computer, it's a MacBook, and I have one cell phone and one cell phone accessory. This cover that's on it, the silicone cover, I love it. It's simple, it's like very basic cream color, and that's the only accessory I have aside from the AirPods, if you want to count that as an accessory. This is most of my technology. We have one speaker throughout our entire house. It's a Sony soundbar that goes underneath the TV in the living room. We've at various points tried like little Bluetooth boxes or the little Bluetooth pods, and we ended up just not really getting any functionality out of them. So now we just have the one speaker, no other speakers in the house, unless you count all the dots, which I'm not. I have one essential oil diffuser. It's the little white pod-shaped one that's by my bed upstairs. I have one maker of coffee, all the different things that you can use to make coffee, whether it's pour over or espresso or a coffee pot. We just have one. We have the Nespresso machine. I love my lattes and works for us. We also have one set of pans. I say set of pans. I could label them off by each size that they are because each piece of the set is also different. That come with the Caraway pan set, and it fits in a really small cabinet, and we don't have to worry about any other pans because that really fits all of our needs. We also have a skillet. We have one cast iron skillet. And last but not least, we have one watering can. This little guy. It does the job. It reaches up high when I have the hanging planters, and that works for us. Now, I didn't mention all of the things that I think most people just have one of, like appliances in the kitchen, like a blender or a toaster or a refrigerator. I know a lot of people have more than one freezer. We don't have more than one of those. Or things like a vacuum and a mop and a broom. But that's my list. If you have some cool ones of your own that you feel like are maybe a little bit unique that most people probably have more than one of, I would love to hear it down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, before I forget, I have my free workshop has been totally redone and it's live now after being down for all of 2023. So if you are interested in finding out the formula for creating clutter-free spaces, I recommend that you check it out and let me know what you think. The link for it will be down in the description. All right, chat with you next week.